York. And only thing I like to say is to wish my wife Becky a happy birthday today. Just fell on the day of her birthday.
Very happy birthday, Becky. Hope you get whatever present. Hopefully the result of this is whatever you hope for. In seat 2, we have Ian.
Hi, my name is Ian Bayley. I'm a lecturer from Oxford, originally from Liverpool.
And seat 3, we have a very familiar face, Pat.
Hello, I'm Pat Gibson. I am in Wigan in northwest England.
And the drawing seat 4, we have Yogesh.
Hi, I'm Yogesh Raut, originally from Springfield, Illinois, currently living in Vancouver, Washington. And everyone participating in this match and viewing it is welcome to appear on my podcast.
Fantastic. All right, great. So if everyone is happy and ready, we've got round 1, question 1 for Scott. In the 21st century, 4 German Formula One drivers have combined to win 11 German Grand Prix races. Michael Schumacher, Nico Rosberg, Sebastian Vettel, and which other? This brother of Michael Schumacher won 6 F1 races.
Ralph Schumacher.
Correct, Ralph. Question 2. In the 2020s, Bucha will likely become the world's newest capital as a result of the potential independence of what island region? Named for a French sailor, this autonomous region within Papua New Guinea has an autarkic policy known as the Coconut Revolution.
Bougainville.
Correct, Bougainville. And question 3. What word precedes the name Fela in the title of a 2014 biographic film by Alex Gibney about the Nigerian musician Fela Kuti? This is also the first word in the title of a 2000 Gus Van Sant basketball film, which was inspired by the life of J.D. Salinger and starred Sean Connery.
Finding.
Correct, yeah. Finding Fela and Finding Forrester. It's a very incongruous mix of things in the second sentence. Question 1 for Ian. In the physics of circuits, what quantity is the result of dividing the voltage of a conductor by its resistance?
No problem.
In the intro to the song Voodoo Child, Jimi Hendrix riffed using what guitar effect? The Dunlop Crybaby is an iconic attachment for producing this effect.
Wah-wah?
Correct, yep. The Crybaby is one of the original wah-wah pedals. And question 3. La Tzi is Taiwanese slang for lesbian because of a novel by Tu Miaojin titled Notes of What Animal? Everything okay with your video there, Ian?
I'm sorry, my phone keeps locking.
Right.
Yeah, now I can see it.
Sure. Novel by Tu Miaojin titled Notes of What Animal? In Antony and Cleopatra, Mark Antony says that this animal is shaped, sir, like itself. And according to Rudyard Kipling, elephants got their long trunks while escaping from these animals.
Pass.
Okay, Yogesh?
Giraffe?
Wrong. Scott?
Pass.
Pat?
Crocodile.
Correct.
Nice one, Pat.
And Pat, your questions. With Platinum Games, Hideki Kamiya designed Bayonetta as a spiritual successor to what series, which he created at Capcom. In this series of hyper-stylized hack and slash games, the player controls Dante, who really hates demons?
Demon Slayer.
Wrong. Scott?
Devil May Cry.
Yep, just in time, correct. Question 2. In her memoir, Beloved Infidel, the gossip columnist Sheila Graham described her relationship with what writer? When this author died, widowing his wife Zelda, Graham moved to England, where she became a serious journalist and had a daughter with A.J. Ayer.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Exactly right. And question 3. In the 1810s, Britain seized the Banda Islands from the weakened Dutch in order to control the trade of what specific resource? The British moved resource production of this good to islands such as Zanzibar and most notably Grenada.
Nutmeg.
Correct, which appears, of course, on the flag of Grenada. Nutmeg. And question 1 for Yogesh. Found in Berlin and usually known by an abbreviated name, what is the largest department store in the European Union? Located on Tauentzienstraße, the 6th floor of this store is home to a famous Feinschmecker, and this store this store is named for its location in the west of Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah, that didn't come through, so that's that version.
Yeah, I don't know. Westerstrasse.
Wrong. Ian? Scott?
Kadewe.
Say again, please.
Kadewe, K-A-D-E-W-E.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think, yeah, normally probably KDW because of German, but yeah, of course, that's right.
Flashcard, yes, I'll take it.
Yes, or in full, it's Kaufhaus des Westens, meaning department store of the West. Question 2, Yogesh. Although he termed it Apache beat, Klaus Dinger developed the 4/4 rhythm, more commonly known as motoric, with what krautrock band? The producer Connie Plank is regarded as the hidden member of this band, best known for a series of self-titled albums from the 1970s.
Kraftwerk.
Rob? Ian?
Pass.
Yep, Scott?
I really want to, but I can't. Pass.
Pat?
Pass.
That is Neu, N-E-U, exclamation mark.
Wrong one. So
And final question of the round. Sisu is an indigenous concept of grit and tenacity in what country, which consumes the most coffee per capita in the world? Legally mandated coffee breaks in this country, they feature a cake known as karma kaku.
Finland.
That's right. Finland's love their coffee. So round 1, big rounds for both Scott and Pat. So round 2, question 1 goes to Scott. 3 nations have won their inaugural Olympic gold in field hockey: India, Pakistan, and which team, whose women won in Moscow 1980? Since then, this country's only Olympic medals have come in women's breaststroke and women's individual medley events.
Did you say breaststroke? Because it says backstroke.
It's meant to be backstroke, so yes, I read it wrong. Yes, backstroke.
it's Zimbabwe. I think almost all of their players were actually from the UK, but Zimbabwe.
Correct, yeah. And the swimmer is Kirsty Coventry. Question 2 for you, Scott. In classical mechanics, what quantity is the result of multiplying mass by velocity squared and dividing that result by 2?
Angular momentum.
Wrong. Ian?
Moment of inertia.
Incorrect. Yogesh?
Kinetic energy.
Correct. Kinetic energy.
That's it.
Yeah. Yes. Momentum. Yes. Kinetic energy. And question 3 for Scott. The architect William Wesley Peters was first married to Frank Lloyd Wright's daughter, but after he became a widower, he married the daughter of what politician? Peter's second wife, Svetlana Alliluyeva, had defected with only the manuscript of her book, 20 Letters to a Friend, which blamed Lavrenti Beria for many crimes attributed to this man, her father.
Stalin.
Correct, yeah, Stalin. Brother-in-law of Frank Lloyd Wright. And question one.
Yeah, their daughter, Crease Peters, lives in Portland.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know.
Very good. Question one for Ian. Although he was not acclaimed in his life, the work of Gregor Mendel was heavily used by later scientists. Which Dutch scientist who coined the term mutation and advocated mutationist theory used the work of Mendel to clarify his studies of primroses?
De Vries.
Correct. Hugo de Vries. Question 2. 5 Brazilians have driven in Formula One in the 21st century, but which is the only one to win the Brazilian Grand Prix? This man's final race victory came at the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix, where he narrowly lost the championship to Lewis Hamilton.
Massa.
Correct, Felipe Massa. And question 3. In an 1857 dispute with Haiti, the USA claimed control of Navassa Island in order to seize production of what fertilizer? Spain fought with its former South American colonies for control of the Chincha Islands, whose wildlife produce this nitrate-rich resource.
Saltpeter.
Wrong. Pat?
Guano.
Correct, guano. And question 1 for Pat. Linda Carter played which superhero in a titular TV show from 1975 to 1979? William Moulton Marston created this superhero, who was based on both his wife and their mutual partner, Olive Byrne.
Wonder Woman.
Correct. Wonder Woman, that's right. Question 2. The biggest chain of department stores in Europe, what brand has its flagship on the Boulevard Haussmann in the 9th arrondissement of Paris? The Jewish founders of this company were ousted by the Nazis, and its exterior is recognizable for its bright Art Deco lighting. Ten seconds.
Gallery Lafayette.
Very good answer, correct. And question 3. Despite Gallery Lafayette, that's right. And question 3. Despite a population of only 300,000, Bougainville has a huge potential source of wealth in the massive Panguna copper mine, established by which company in 1969? Hugh Matheson founded this company to mine in Spain.
Rio Tinto.
Correct, Rio Tinto. And question 1 for Yogesh. Before it ended up in development hell, Steve McQueen's biopic about Fela Kuti was set to star which British actor? This actor wrote and directed the film The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind and starred in a 2013 film directed by Steve McQueen.
I asked the harder version of this in, I think, episode 13 of my podcast. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That's correct. Good preparation. Question 2. On the song Voodoo Child, Hendrix made liberal use of what guitar technique, in which the guitarist rapidly alternates between 2 notes on a single string?
A chord. Huh. I don't know, arpeggio?
Wrong. Ian?
Pass.
Scott?
Tremolo or hammering?
Wrong. Pat?
Vibrato.
No, we're looking for trilling.
Trilling.
Question 3, final of the round for Yogesh. What artist was inspired by Lewis Carroll to create a sculpture titled How Doth the Little Crocodile? While living in Mexico, this author wrote the novel The Hearing Trumpet.
Hmm.
Ten seconds.
Buñuel.
Ron? Ian?
Pass.
Scott?
Leonora Carrington.
Correct. Leonora Carrington. That's right. So we've got a pair of ties, Scott and Pat on 8, Ian and Yogesh on 3. That's round 3, question 1 for Scott. In 1914, Harrods opened its first and only foreign branch. In what city? A 70-meter tall obelisk stands on the massive July 9th Avenue in this city.
I think this is Buenos Aires.
Correct. Yeah. July 9th is Argentinian Independence Day. Question 2. Scott. What British scientist who popularized the term genetics for the study of heredity wrote the text Materials for the Study of Variation? This vocal advocate of the ideas of Mendel successfully passed down his academic prowess to his son, the polymathic Gregory.
Hardy.
Ron? Ian?
Bateson.
Correct. William Bateson.
Oh, yeah.
Father of Gregory Bateson. So father-in-law of Margaret Mead. And question 3 for you, Scott. Rare produced the 2000 shooter Perfect Dark as a spiritual successor to what 1997 game? Especially popular for its local multiplayer, this game included an iconic deathmatch mode, which featured a special pistol that could kill in a single shot and could only be acquired by killing its bearer.
This isn't right. Dark Souls.
Ron? Ian?
Pass.
Yogesh?
GoldenEye.
Correct, yeah. GoldenEye 007. GoldenEye is fine. Of course, is the man with the golden gun mode. And question 1 for Ian. What American proto-punk band made use of the motoric beat on the 1976 song Roadrunner? Aptly, the drummer David Robinson left this band to join the Cars.
Toto.
Ron? Yogesh?
Pass.
Pat?
Pass.
Scott?
Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers.
Correct, yeah. The Modern Lovers is the name of the band, but that's fine. Yeah. Very good. I believe that is not the same David Robinson.
Not the basketball player.
No, as far as I can tell. And question 2 for Ian. At the 1996 Olympics, which country became the first, and so far only, to win their inaugural gold medal in handball? Since then, this country has won golds in water polo, women's discus, and at the 2020 Olympics, they won both gold and silver in men's doubles tennis.
Croatia.
Correct. That's right, Croatia. And question 3. Before directing the film No Time to Die, Kari Joji Fukunaga made what 2015 film based on a book which had a title taken from an album by Fela Kuti. In this film, Idris Elba played a cruel commander who leads child soldiers.
Oh, Beasts of No Nation.
Good effort there. That's correct. Beasts of No Nation.
Well done.
And question 1 for Pat. When Ayrton Senna died in 1994, which driver was his teammate at Williams? This British driver won his home Grand Prix that year, and in 1996, he dedicated his only title to Senna.
Hill.
Prompt.
Damon.
That's right. Damon Hill. Question
For a
2.
moment there. For a moment there, I couldn't remember his forename. Dear.
Good thing you took the time. Question 2. On gentler songs like Little Wing and Castles Made of Sand, Hendrix made extensive use of what guitar technique, which involves playing 2 notes simultaneously?
Double stopping.
Correct. Yeah, also used in violin and other instruments. Double stop. And question 3. Very common in Finnish homes, what things mostly function with the use of a kiuas? So important are these things to Finnish life that soldiers built them into bunkers during World War II, which helped to popularize them in Germany and Austria.
Saunas.
Correct. Saunas or saunas. That's right. And question 1 for Yogesh. After his first wife, the heiress to the Crayola fortune, ran away to South America, George Putnam married what famous woman? Putnam met this woman in 1927 while promoting a memoir titled We, and he helped her to publish her own memoir, 20 Hours, 40 Minutes, Our Flight in the Friendship.
Amelia Earhart.
Correct. Amelia Earhart. We is also the memoir by Lindbergh. Question 2. Nichelle Nichols is most famous for playing which character from 1966 to 1969? This TV character is noted for her skill in translation and cryptography.
Uhura.
Correct. Nyota Uhura. And final question of the round. In 1943, what Japanese naval commander died on Bougainville Island after Allied forces shot down his plane? This rival of Tojo was the commander-in-chief of the Imperial Japanese Navy until his death.
Yamamoto.
Correct, Yamamoto. It's gone from a pair of ties to no ties. Pat, small lead on 11, Scott just behind on 10, Yogesh on 7, Ian on 6. Round 4, question 1 for Scott. With the band Can, the drummer Yaki Liebertzeit pioneered the motoric style on what 1972 album? The follow-up to Tego Mego. Damo Suzuki provided vocals on this band, which included the songs Spoon and Vitamin C, and which is titled for the Turkish for Aegean Opera.
Pass.
Ian?
Pass.
Yogesh?
Pass.
Pat?
Pass.
That is Ege Bamyasi. Need the translation skills of Uhura to fraud that one. Question 2 for Scott. To create the book Tree of Codes, Jonathan Safran Foer cut out sections from a novel by what author? A collection of stories by this Polish author inspired the brothers Key to make the film Street of Crocodiles.
Conrad.
Wrong. Ian?
Pass.
Yogesh?
Schultz.
Correct. Bruno Schultz is the answer. Yeah. You can see the letters of Tree of Codes are contained within Street of Crocodiles. Applies that technique throughout the novel. And question 3 for Scott. Noel Neal is most famous for playing what character from 1953 to 58? Margot Kidder played this character on the silver screen in 4 films in the 70s and 80s.
Lois Lane.
Correct, Lois Lane. Question 1 for Ian. Having earlier joined Bougainville on his circumnavigation of the world, what other French explorer went missing in the Solomon Islands in 1788? The Soya Strait between Hokkaido and Sakhalin is more usually known by the name of this Frenchman.
La Perouse.
Correct, La Perouse Strait. Question 2. Remedy Entertainment produced Alan Wake as a spiritual successor to what series of noir shooter games? Like the Matrix films, this series of games about an NYPD officer popularized the idea of bullet time as a form of violent slow motion.
Police Force.
Wrong. Pat?
Pass.
Yogesh?
Pass.
Scott?
Max Payne.
Correct. Max Payne. And question 3 for Ian. Sometimes considered the most important day in the Finnish calendar, Juhannus, referring to John the Baptist, is a festival known by what name in English? Due to Finland's proximity to the Arctic Circle, the sun is visible at midnight on this day, which is also an important holiday in Sweden.
Midsummer, summer solstice.
Yeah, midsummer, that's exactly right.
Nice.
And question 1 for Pat. In the physics of waves, what quantity is the result of dividing wavelength by the speed of the wave?
Frequency.
Incorrect. Ian?
Wave number.
Wrong. Yogesh?
Amplitude.
Wrong. Scott? I'm afraid that's
No, Pat,
time.
no, go ahead.
It's the period, which is
Yeah.
one over
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah,
Yes.
couldn't pull it.
Question 2 for Pat. Fela Kuti described Africa as the center of the world on a 1980 album recorded with Roy Ayers, which was titled Music of What Things? Examples of these things appear in the parentheses that follow the phrase I am curious in the titles of a pair of films directed by Vilgot Siomen.
Oranges.
Say again.
Orange.
Wrong. Ian?
Colors.
Colors in general,
Blue
yeah.
and yellow.
Blue and yellow, yeah. I'm
Like
Curious
I'm
Orange, yes. I'm Curious Orange is the Fall, is the album by the Fall, which was inspired by that. So great, can't take that. And question 3 for Pat. At the 1996 Olympics, what became the first, and so far only, nation to win their inaugural Summer Olympic gold medal in rowing? Since 1980, all women's 100-meter gold medals have been won by the USA, Jamaica, and this European country.
Can you confirm that you mean 100 meters?
Yes.
Okay. Germany.
Wrong. Ian?
Pass.
Yogesh?
Pass.
Scott?
Pass.
Very surprisingly, it is Belarus. One in 2004, 8. Don't remember which round, I believe. One of those. And question 1 for Yogesh. From 1286 until 1790, France operated the gabelle, a tax primarily targeting what specific resource? Emperor Wu of the Han dynasty issued state monopolies on iron and this natural resource.
Salt.
Correct. Salt. Question 2. In 2021, Max Verstappen became the most recent winner of his home F1 race, winning the Dutch Grand Prix at which track?
Amsterdam.
Wrong. Ian?
Sandford.
Correct. Zandvoort. And final question of the round. Arguments between Mendelians and Darwinians were mostly settled in 1930, when the genetical theory of natural selection was published by what British scientist? The founder of the modern synthesis. This creator of the much used IRIS dataset criticized early studies on the dangers of smoking, arguing that they failed to establish causation.
Huxley.
Wrong. Pat?
Pass.
Ian?
Pass.
Scott?
Pass.
He's best known for, or also known for developing the statistical technique of ANOVA. It's Ronald Fisher.
Sure.
Okay.
He employed in his criticism of smoking studies. So things have really tightened up going into the final round. Scott on 12, Pat on 11, Ian on 10, Yogesh on 9, and plenty of bonus attempts all around. Round 5, question 1 for Scott. In the solo from The Wind Cries Mary, Jimi Hendrix used the unison form of what guitar technique? This technique involves fretting a string and then applying force to that string in the direction perpendicular to the fretboard.
This tremolo?
Afraid not. Pat?
Is that a bend? Bending?
It is bending
Yes,
or a bend.
yes, it is. Good one, Pat.
That's the fifth element that Avatar Legend of Aang has control over. Question 2 for Scott. In a speech attacking the 1793 Treaty of Paris, William Pitt the Elder described what resource as British gold. In 1992, the northern variety of this resource dropped to 1% of its previous abundance, while in the 1970s, Britain and Iceland engaged in a war for rights over this resource.
Cod.
Correct, cod. Oops. And question 3. One of the few Finnish words adopted in English, a kantala, is what sort of thing? Originally made from the jaw of a pikefish, the kantala is similar to a gutien or a koto.
It's a it's a percussion instrument in music.
Wrong. Ian?
Harp.
Wrong. Pat?
It's like a zither.
Yeah, it's a zither.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
And question 1 for Ian. Lindsay Wagner is best known for her role as which superhero on a titular TV series that ran from 1976 to 78. The show is a spin-off from The $6 Million Man, where this character originated. Ten seconds. answer, please? Oh, I'm afraid we're going to have to pass that. Yogesh?
Bionic Woman.
Correct, yeah. I'm going to give Ian a second to restore his video. Yeah, that was passed, and Yogesh picked it up, the Bionic Woman. Question 2 for Ian. Rupert Pole, whose mother married a son of Frank Lloyd Wright, was the literary executor and one of 2 simultaneous husbands of which writer? Despite her bigamy, this author of Delta of Venus is probably better known for her relationship with a 3rd man, Henry Miller.
Aeneas Nin.
Correct, Aeneas Nin. And question 3. The Ion Shopping Mall is among the many high-end department stores located on Orchard Road, a major shopping street of what city? This city's neighborhoods of Newton and Panglin border Orchard, which is home to the Istana, the official presidential residence.
Singapore.
Correct, Singapore. And question 1 for Pat. While motoric music was being pumped out in North Rhine-Westphalia, what Bavarian band took krautrock in a different, more space-age direction? A scythe-wielding figure appears in the art for the album Yeti by this band, who added the number 2 to their name after the split of their namesake art commune.
Tangerine Dream.
Wrong. Yogesh? Is that a pass? Sorry.
Pass, yes.
Yeah. Scott?
Pan.
Wrong. Ian?
Pass.
That is Amon Dual second.
Dual.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not sure how the amounts influence the pronunciation there, but yeah. So question 2 for Pat. A feeding frenzy in Ivory Coast inspired what author to write the essay, The Crocodiles of Yamoussoukro? This author wrote a trilogy about his trips to India, which comprised the books An Area of Darkness, A Wounded Civilization, and A Million Mutinies Now.
V.S. Naipaul.
Correct. And question 3 for Pat. As the works of Gregor Mendel drew attention away from Darwin's pangenesis theory, scientists made more use of the word gene. What was the nationality of the scientist who coined the terms gene, phenotype, and genotype? The programming languages PHP and C++ were both created by computer scientists from this country.
Denmark.
Very good answer. That is correct. The little, surprisingly, not very famous scientist who coined gene is Wilhelm Johansen. And question, so Pat has a 2-point lead going to the final trio of questions, which go to Yogesh. Question 1 for you, Yogesh. What is the only nation to have won their inaugural Winter Olympic gold medal in bobsled? This nation is the most recent to have won their first summer gold in gymnastics, which they did in 2000. And since then, they have collected Olympic golds in men's BMX and men's 3x3 basketball.
I don't know. Argentina.
Wrong. Ian?
Latvia.
Correct. Latvia.
Oh.
Done.
Question 2. Japan Studio worked alongside director Fumito Ueda to design Shadow of the Colossus, a boss-heavy adventure game and spiritual successor to what 2001 release. In this game, with design inspired by Giorgio de Chirico, the player helps Yordar to escape from an evil queen.
Resident Evil.
Wrong. Pat?
Pass.
Scott? Time, I'm afraid. And Ian?
Pass.
That's ICO or ICO, ICO, also the name of the game studio.
Did I freeze up? I had said pass, but
Yeah. It seemed like you were
yeah, I passed.
Yes, so ICO, ICO. And final question, For Yogesh. In physics, the period of what common example object is given by taking the square root of length divided by local gravity and multiplying the result by 2 pi.
Pendulum.
That's right. So final scores are Pat wins with 15, Scott and Ian tied on 13, Yogesh on 11. Really well played, everyone. I think this is probably one of the. I'm sad it wasn't streamed because I think this is